Hello and welcome to another video. I'm Chris and I'm your hobby mad dad. So today I'm going to be discussing what I got up to last weekend. As you can see from the table, I have a lot of goodies. I've got 4 puzzles, this beautiful drawstring bag. So what happened last weekend? I went up to Bradford to a place called the Woodhouse Grove School, which is a beautiful school in the north of England. And I was at the UK National Speed Puzzling Competition. Now this was the first official competition that is recognised by the World Jigsaw Puzzle Federation. And if you don't know what speed puzzling is, or you're new to the channel and haven't seen my previous videos, speed puzzling is basically doing a 500 piece jigsaw puzzle, in this case a Ravensburger, one of these two, as fast as you can against the clock. So there are 2 events at the Nationals. There was the solo event and also the pairs event. So in the solo you're on your own and you're doing this puzzle here. And in the pairs event you are working with another person. So there's 2 of you and you're completing this puzzle here, which I'll show you shortly. So the first thing we did when we arrived, everyone was gathered outside. I have some videos, I'm going to put some footage up. But basically everyone was gathered outside, everyone was excited. It was a beautiful day, it was sunny, it was warm, and there was just such a great atmosphere. Everyone was really excited and could not wait to get started. So the doors opened around 11 o'clock, and at that point everybody went in and you had to register. So you walk through, you register, you get your lanyards, and you give all your details to get booked in. You then wait around, and then once they're ready to start the solo competition, so you go into the big sports hall where there was space for 200 people to do the jigsaw puzzle. Now when you got in there, you found your name, you found your number which you were given before, and on your desk you had one of these bags, and in this bag was a puzzle. Now it's a dark bag so you can't see what's inside, so you're basically sat there looking at this box within a bag, not having a clue what is coming up. And they gave a great introduction. You got to meet the artists. So what happened in this competition, because it's the first UK Nationals, they got 2 UK artists to actually design the puzzles, which I thought was fantastic. Now this was done in top secrecy in the months leading up to the event, and they actually got the artists themselves to come up and start the competition. So once they'd done the introduction and talked about the safety and about the event itself, the first artist, which was a lady called Georgia Breeze, who did this beautiful puzzle here, she came up on the stage, introduced herself, and then she gave the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 puzzle countdown. So at that point the timer started and everybody is frantically opening their bags, opening the boxes and tipping the pieces out. So this is the puzzle from the solo event. As I've just said, it's by Georgia Breeze and it's called Time for Tea. I'll put a bigger picture up in the corner so you can see. However, it is basically a white background and it is a lot of different style teapots and cups. Personally, not the sort of puzzle I would like. I opened this and my heart sank. I saw all of the different little pieces and the flowers especially. If you've seen my channel, you know I hate flowers. I just cannot do them. So I saw that and my heart sank, and yeah, panic set in. But I persevered. I basically opened, got started, and I'll put the time lapse up after this anyway, so you'll get to see what I did in the time lapse. However, I basically sorted, I flipped all the pieces, got all the edge pieces out. I started to build the edge up. I got some of it done, but then I just couldn't see for looking. So what I started to do was to go through bits that I could pick out. So for example, you've got this chamomile tea, this lovely yellow colour, that was obvious. You got this green, another tea box here, that was obvious, the ginger tea. So all these big bits that were a certain colour, I picked out and I was able to build them quite quick. I then went through and basically just tried to look for bits. I'm really good with blues and greens, so like this blue one here was very easy. there's another striped one, like the red one here. All of them stood out quite quick, so I was able to build them quickly. But when I got to all these parts here, although they're bold colours, they've got so many flowers and different trees and plants on them. That's why I struggled. Everything just looked identical and I really struggled. But I got there in the end and I finished the puzzle in a time of 2 hours and 1 minute and 47 seconds, which I wasn't overly happy with. I was hoping to get nearer the hour and a half mark. However, with the type of puzzle it was, I'll take that. And looking at the other results and speaking to people afterwards, everyone had the same issue. Everyone found it was a difficult puzzle. Don't get me wrong, the puzzle is fantastic. It is a beautiful puzzle and I will do it again. I want to beat my time. But for me, the speed puzzle is difficult. There is so much going on. It makes it very hard just to concentrate and get through sections quickly. Now the winner of this event for this puzzle did it. So it was a lady called Emma Quirk from Ireland, and she did this in an absolutely incredible time of 41 minutes and 55 seconds. Now that was 6 minutes and 38 seconds ahead of the second place. So that is just an absolute incredible time. There was lots of other good times in there, and the majority of people actually managed to get it finished in the very generous time of 2.5 hours. So after I'd finished, the team came over and they could see that I was nearly finished, and out the corner of my eye I saw this tripod getting set up, and that was quite off-putting. I kept looking down and looking and seeing what they were doing, but yeah, they basically put a tripod up because I was possibly the closest person to finishing at that time. They'd come up, they'd set a camera basically looking down on me, and when I looked up I could see that I was on the big screen and on the live stream as well. So I think I was actually on the screen puzzling for nearly 10 minutes, which was, it's pretty cool now I'm looking back at it. So I've been back and seen it and seen the commentary. And at the time, my pairs partner Vicky, who does Vicky's Makes and Builds, she was commentating at the time. So it was great to go back, watch me on the screen and listen to her commentating as well. So the only other thing in the competition when this was going on, every time somebody finished, rightly so, there was a big round of applause, and for the first 5 or 6 I would start clapping, and I'd look up and I'd completely forget what I was doing. So that caught me off guard, and yeah, by the end of it people were finishing, so I was just kind of clapping as I'm working, but I didn't actually stop to clap, which when I looked up eventually I saw that no one else was. Other people were just clapping while they're looking, and that's a lesson learned, to don't lose concentration, because at times I would have a piece ready to go, I'd get distracted, look up, clap, and then look back down and can't find it. So it takes another couple of seconds to find where you were. So before I talk about what happened after the event, I'm just going to show you a quick video. I'm going to start by showing you the full video just so you can get an idea of how noisy it was in there and basically what we had to deal with, the noise and the environment. And then I'll show you a little bit of the introduction and then the countdown that the artists themselves gave before it goes in. I'll then turn it into a time lapse, and then I'll slow it down a little bit to show you the end and how I finished.
Alright, the rules. In case you didn't read them on the website, I'm just going to have to read from my card here, so a couple of things. Please keep your hands off the puzzles still. Keep your name tags visible at all times. Don't let those fall on the floor, don't put them on the floor. Your puzzle seals inside have been pre-cut, so there shouldn't be any issues there. But if for some reason you can't get the lid off the box, just stick your hand in the air, get a volunteer over to you, and get that open for you. It shouldn't be an issue. You can use puzzle trays and sorting boards, maximum size A3, just be conscious of the person next to you. You have 2.5 hours to complete the solo puzzle today. At the end of that time, if you haven't finished, the judges are going to come around and count the remaining pieces. 3 plus pieces together are considered complete. Any missing pieces, check the floor. Our volunteers are coming around with pink post-its. They will put your puzzle piece on the post-it, but they will not tell you that it's there. So it's up to you to find it and pick it up. It might be the person at the table next to you, so if it's not yours, leave it. 2 missing adjacent pieces is considered a manufacturing error. I'm sure you don't have any of those. But you will not get a time penalty for that. If you do happen to have a missing piece at the end, it's a 10-second time penalty per piece missing. If you finish your puzzle, when you finish your puzzle, within the time period, please pack up quietly and head back out of the room, exiting the competition floor to leave everybody else to puzzle kind of peacefully, aggressively, whatever you want to puzzle. Alright, I think that's not it. Alright, we're nearly there, guys. Alright, I've got two more people to introduce, and there's been a bit of a buzz on social media as to who these people might be. Please welcome our puzzle artists. We've got for solos, Georgia Breeze. Come on, Georgia. And for pairs, we've got Stuart Matthews coming up. You guys aren't even puzzling. Why are you nervous?
Crazy, isn't it? That's so cool.
But after I was done, got my cheer, got my round of applause, which was lovely, and then I slowly packed up my puzzle. Now they ask that you do this quietly because people are still puzzling around you. And then I went out and I went upstairs. So upstairs they've got a viewing balcony, which is amazing. You've got it literally sits above the sports hall. And I went up there and I just watched the rest of the competition so I could see down and see how everyone's getting on. And it was a really good attribute to the event. So I know other events, viewing places are around the sides, but this, you can look from the top and you can see a lot of people and you're kind of out of the way as well. So I think it was a really great attribute to have. and the puzzle artists were both sat upstairs. They had their own booth where they were doing like a meet and greet. So you could go up and meet them. You could get them to sign your box because you get to take these home with you. And you can have a chat to them about the puzzles, and that was really good. There is also a pop-up Ravensburger shop where they have loads and loads of Ravensburger products and puzzles, and they were all 20% off, which is great, and which is why I have these two lovely puzzles here. However, I'll talk about them in a moment. So, after the solos were done, we had a little break, had a bite to eat. I then went and found my pairs partner, Vicky. We then had a very quick discussion on the puzzle, what it might be, how we found the last one, and then a quick bit on tactics. So we agreed that, because we sit one either side, we agreed that she was going to sit facing the puzzle and I was going to be working upside down. That was mainly because I always work better at skies, so sky's always at the top. So I worked on the blue, as you can see here, and I worked top down, and Vicky started at the bottom here and kind of worked up. But what was really good about our pairs competition, I've never done pairs before, and I've never puzzled with anyone before, so this was a first to me. But yeah, one of the tips she said to me before, which worked fantastic, was just keep talking. So we were puzzling and we were constantly talking about what we're doing. So for example, if Vicky went onto this window section here, she'd say, right, I'm looking for the window bits. So if I see any, I know I can pass them to her, and I know not to start doing those bits. Vice versa. She was talking to me, and at one point she told me, all right, I've done this Otto sign here. So as I got to this section here, I knew she'd done that. So I was like, right, Vicky, where's that Otto sign? She quickly gave it to me. I was able to put that in quite quick. So for me, communication is key. Now this puzzle itself, this is by Stuart Matthews, and this is called Crazy Street Number 1, The Harbour. Now I believe this is going to be the first of a collection of the Crazy Streets, and it's a fantastic puzzle. I absolutely loved this. I love the cartoon look, the cartoon feel, and it's busy. There's a lot going on, but there is still some blocks of colour. Not as much as I'd normally like, however, there was enough to pick out and go with. And yeah, it was fantastic. And if you look closely, every little bit of artwork, for example, the donut, all the signs, all these bricks, they all have a very faint white outline around them. So you know when you're at the edge of a piece, which really did help. I was really happy with this time, and I think Vicky was as well. We did this in 1 hour and 19 seconds. It would have been amazing if we'd broken the hour, because I've never paired before, and I don't think that Vicky has broken the hour yet with a pairs puzzle, but it would have been fantastic, but we were 19 seconds short, which placed us 54th out of a total of 161 pairs teams, which I think was fantastic. So yeah, me and Vicky were really pleased with that. Now the winning time was a pair made up of Sarah Mills and Claire Hayes, and they did this an incredible 30 minutes and 30 seconds, which yeah, is just unbelievable. Pretty much twice as fast as us. So yeah, when the first applauses, same with the solos, when the first applauses go off, and you hear it and you hear, all right, someone's finished. You then look down at what you're done and it's like, wow, how do they do this that fast? But yeah, so again, after we finished this puzzle, we went out, had a high five, had a quick chat and a quick hello before we went our own separate ways. So I went back to have a look around. I went back to the balcony, in fact, and watched the top. Vicky then went to do some meets with other people as well. But yeah, it was fantastic. Now, when I was on the balcony, I actually got to meet another fellow YouTuber, a lady called Scarlett, and she does Scarletts Puzzle Bubble, and that's another quite a new YouTube channel. So if you haven't seen that, I will tag her below so you can actually see her channel as well. It's a very good channel. Yeah, so basically that is the two puzzles we did, the Time for Tea and the Harbour Crazy Street. So two absolutely fantastic puzzles, and I really look forward to doing more from them. So, as I was saying before, while I was there, I had a look around the shop and there was a huge collection of puzzles. Now, I really wanted the 5,000 piece Pokemon puzzle, which was there, and I kept looking at it, kept going back, looking around, and then I finally decided, do you know what, actually, I'm going to go and buy it. And it was sold out. It was gone. And I know it's a very popular puzzle, so I'm not surprised. However, they did have another 5,000 piece puzzle that I wanted to do for a long time. Now, I did a puzzle haul video, and in that I talked about two Colin Thompson puzzles, the Bizarre Bookshelves, and in that I had a lot of comments and a lot of people tell me about Colin Thompson's puzzles and how fantastic they are, which I agree because I've done the two of them. A lot of people said there was a 5,000 piece version, and this is it. So I saw it and I thought, well, a lot of the people on the channel say it's good and would love to see me build it. So I bought it. So this is the 5,000 piece Bizarre Town by Colin Thompson. I will put a picture up, but it's so big, it's very difficult to actually see what's going on. It is basically a picture, like the bookshelf one, of a massive town and lots of sections showing towns. And the good thing about the Colin Thompson puzzles, which I love, is that you'll do a section, like for example, you'll do this blue section here, and you'll be like, oh cool, it's blue, it's got this little, looks like an oven or something, or a fire heater. But when you look closer and when you're building it, you find a lot of things going on. So you'll find little creatures, little gremlins, other little houses and stuff within the puzzle. So I'm excited to do this, and I will be doing a video on it and actually seeing what's in there, because they are incredible puzzles. They're really fun, really exciting, and Colin Thompson puts a lot into his puzzles. So yeah, so this is one I'm looking forward to. The other one I got, I've always wanted to do a circle puzzle. Now, I've never done one, and so I got one of these highly recommended circle of colours. So, this one is called Donuts. It is basically a big plate full of multicoloured donuts. What I liked about this one is a lot of them have the colours in like sections or quadrants. So you'll see like blues going into greens, going into reds. However, this one's a bit interesting. It's got rings of colour. So you have blue around the outside, then green, and every time you change colour and go in a layer of donuts, you have a new colour. So yeah, I'm just interested to see how this one is. Again, I'll probably do a video on this, probably a small video because it's only a 500 piece, but a lot of people recommend circle of colours puzzles. So yeah, that is one to come out very soon. Right, so to recap, yep, I attended the first ever UK National Speed Puzzling competition, and all in all, it was a fantastic day out. I had the best day I've had doing puzzling in a very long time, and the team, Annika, who organised the thing, did an absolutely stellar job. It was absolutely fantastic. It was really well organised. There was a few issues with timing and stuff and tech, but it was to be expected. It's the first time they've ever done it, and that can be overlooked, and they were very, very minor. However, yeah, fantastic day out. And if you like speed puzzling, you like puzzles, next year get yourself down. It's fantastic and you won't be disappointed. Whether you enter or just come to watch, it is a great day and a good way to pick up some cheap puzzles. So yeah, big shout out to Annika and the team, because everybody I spoke to on the day had an incredible experience, and everyone just cannot wait for next year. So roll on the next years. So thanks for watching the video. It's a short but sweet one, and I'll see you on the next one when I do a puzzle. Thank you very much.